2nd, 2022. It's Sunday. Nice and quiet out here today in the garden. Just wanted to show you that the flowers are really coming to bloom now here, starting at the fence line. You can see all these irises really coming in to bloom. It's really beautiful this time of year. I'll zoom out a little bit, give you a little bit of an idea here. In the front here, the hostas and the Solomon seal have come in nicely. Hostas were planted last year, so great to see that they've really come in here, forming a nice dense field right here. Let me see if I get my finger out there. Right here are the hostas coming in beautifully. More irises. These are columbine here. These little flowers in here. They're native to the area. Threw some seeds out here a couple years ago, and they obviously really took off. They've now gotten to the point where they're self-seeding. Coming along here and just walking through the area, you can see how it's really changed over the last few years for those of you who may know. Coming along further, and I'll try and speed this up a little bit. Again, more columbine and irises in this zone. Now I've kind of got a zone that I'm still working on. This is a new project area. Started last year or so. So these plants are still mostly weeds, but we'll get to that over the next year or two. Coming further along here, again, this area is still an area in transition. And then you can see here, right here in the front here, some Japanese irises, just starting to get a little flower in there, little purple flowers coming up. Behind them, some taller Solomon seal back in there, which is nice. And then here's the kind of field now of variegated hostas that were donated to us last year by a building developer who was ripping them out of their construction yard. So that was nice to see. This is great here to see this hydrangea here coming in very nicely. That also came from the developer, and it's actually got flower buds on it now. So, you know, back along here through this area, the evergreens again from that developer. And then now we get into the Siberian iris. There's a line here that are going to flower. Behind them, some new Siberian iris from a different donor, and then of some hostas. So these Siberian iris, and then here you can see some yellow iris that were planted late last summer. They've obviously taken, and they're blooming nicely with some additional Siberian iris that was planted last fall in the front. The Siberian iris here starting to bud. You can kind of just make that out. A couple more evergreens and another hydrangea here that's also in bud and will be flowering later this year. And then we get to the end of the garden. These irises here, I'm surprised, aren't flowering this year. Maybe they need another year to establish. This dirt in here is very, very poor quality. So it's really an issue down as we get right to the staircase here. But that's an overview from May 22nd. Have a good day.